It's raining. Bit annoying, but after all, I live in England. But one place you don't expect it to rain is Greenland. This is The Biggest Loser, a series where we pitch the largest drivers of ice loss in Antarctica and Greenland against one another to find out who wins, or who loses.
I'm an Antarctic nerd and Jason Box is a Greenland expert.
And it may just be that we're all losers. We're in Loserville. Population us.
178 pounds, you lost 100. Before we jump in, make sure you hit that bell button and subscribe to both of our channels. And drop us a like and a comment below, let us know what you think. Temperatures in Greenland typically vary between about -30 and 0 degrees Celsius. And way high up on the summit of the ice sheet, temperatures rarely climb above -10 degrees. That means that any precipitation that falls is almost always going to be snow. But in August 2021, rain was recorded for the first time at Summit Station, an encampment at the apogee of the ice sheet at around about 3,200 meters above sea level. Surely, this can't be normal. To find out more, I'm talking to someone who knows Greenland inside out. This is Jason Box, a professor in glaciology at the Geological Survey of Denmark and Greenland, and an all-round expert on all things Greenland ice and climate.
So what happened in 2021 at Summit Station in Greenland?
August 2021, rainfall was witnessed at the Summit Station at the top of the Greenland Ice Sheet. And I say witnessed because despite millions of dollars of equipment running up there wasn't a single rain gauge. So this was a very conspicuous event because rain shouldn't fall in the so-called dry snow zone, but not surprisingly, really, climate warming will eventually bring rainfall to the top of Greenland.
So what does the fact that we're seeing rain at Summit really mean for the climate in Greenland?
The frequency of rainfall onto the Greenland ice sheet has been increasing, and this August 2021 event really grabbed a lot of headlines. And just the next year, there were numerous rainfall episodes across the southern high part of the Greenland ice sheet. So I think rainfall as a climate indicator and the variety of impacts that it has are now becoming part of Greenland's deglaciation story.
Rain falling on the Greenland ice sheet is a symptom of a warming climate, and it definitely won't be the last time it's recorded. With every degree of warming, and just a quick reminder that we have already raised temperatures by around about 1.2 degrees Celsius since 1850, the atmosphere can hold on to 7% more water vapour. That means more heating and more precipitation. And warmer temperatures mean that more of that precipitation is going to be falling as rain rather than snow. But is the rain contributing to ice loss itself? Jason and his colleagues looked into exactly that. They explored the event to see if it was affecting ice sheet melt.
The amount of heat that rainfall can add to the surface is only about plus 15% more melting. Meanwhile, there was a lot more melting. The melt increase from just the heat of the air and from the infrared. There's a much warmer atmosphere and it's radiating thermal down to the surface. That factor is more important than the heat from the rain. Rain is still a really conspicuous climate indicator, so it really got a lot of attention. However, the story became much more focused on, well, there's a lot more heat next to the rain, and that's the greater impact.
So, as Jason says, although rainfall doesn't add that much heat to the ice itself, it can accelerate warming. That's because rainy periods tend to be warmer, and a warm atmosphere acts like a blanket. It traps in heat much closer to the ice sheet. And once melt has begun, it darkens the surface and encourages further melting to occur. So rainfall, or perhaps more accurately, rainy conditions, can prolong periods of melting. So what does this mean for the health of Greenland's ice?
It's clear, according to the data, that the mass balance game is actually played at the surface, from increasing surface melt and the runoff of water. That is the dominant factor. According to the latest measurements, actually, surface melting is winning the competition for biggest loser on Greenland.
More on that in our next video.